Lending money is not rocket science. According to the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, in the last quarter of 2021, of the total of all outstanding business loans from all commercial banks, 1.08% were delinquent. Per the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, as of the second quarter of 2021, a little over 2% of the $1.4 trillion of outstanding in auto loans were delinquent. Yet in the student loan market, totaling around $1.6 trillion, not that different from the total size of the auto loan market, an average of 15% are in default at any given time per the Education Data Initiative. It should be clear what the problem is. Auto lenders make sure that those to whom they lend can and will pay back the loan. They're careful because if borrowers default, the lender loses. It's more obvious by the day that President Biden and his progressive allies in Congress do not agree with notions of contractual obligations and personal responsibility. President Biden and his progressive allies in Congress are working today on initiatives to so-called forgive the student loans that certain college students borrowed. They want to wipe out certain borrowers' responsibility to pay back their contractual debt. But debt doesn't get wiped out. The responsibility just gets transferred to someone else. And in the case of government guarantees, that someone else is us, the taxpayer. How did we even get here? Well, student loans backed by the government is another child of the alleged compassionate 1960s. Doesn't it make sense to help those less fortunate obtain funds to pay for college, they said? But as many theologians and philosophers have noted, the greatest charitable act is to help another individual take total control of their own life. Teaching personal responsibility is the most valuable gift that one can provide another. Yet in America today, our compassionate streak and our moral compass has been passed off to our federal government. A child growing up in America today looks around and finds that they are living in a nation where debt is larger than the entire economy and still growing. But just as inflation shows that the cost of fiscal irresponsibility cannot be hidden, so the cost of teaching our youth that personal responsibility is irrelevant cannot be hidden. It manifests in the destructive behaviors we now see. A new Gallup survey reports 32% of currently enrolled college students pursuing a bachelor's degree have considered withdrawing from their program for a semester or more in the past 6 months. 36% attribute this to financial reasons, but 76% attribute it to emotional stress. Of course, the universities love this. What business wouldn't think that if government is subsidizing the purchase of my product, oh yeah, this is a great idea. Per the American Enterprise Institute, from January 2000 to December 2021, college tuition costs increased 175% and college textbook costs increased 150%. In contrast, the Consumer Price Index over that same period for all items increased 65.5%. Prices of cars, household furnishing, clothing, they remained relatively unchanged. Cell phone services, the prices went down 40%. Computer software went down 71%, and television sets down 97%. Per the Education Data Initiative, highest default rates, 26.33%, is among arts and humanities degrees. These are the majors attending non-selective schools. Can anyone really think that such loans made any sense in the first place? And frankly, without government interjecting itself into the lending business, those loans would probably not have been made. Look, perhaps we can and should help underprivileged youth who want higher education to get it. But this is not the work of government, this is the work of charity. And teaching our youth that they don't need to pay back debts that they incurred is not helping them, especially if they come from homes of limited financial resources. So these misguided efforts of President Biden and his party of progressives to cancel debt obligations on student loans must be and should be vigorously opposed.